Hello everybody. Let's learn French alphabets and the explanation will be done in English so that it is clear and more feasible for you to understand. Now French alphabets are very much similar to English, but we have to keep in mind certain letters which are quite different and pronounced differently. Like the first one is K and W, which is not used as much, but still it persists in French alphabets. And one more thing, the letter H. H is pronounced and heard differently, and therefore we write it differently if we have to write it in English. So let's go and understand the language. Now, the letter A. In English, we call it as A, and then in French, it is A. B is B. C is say. D, the. E, a. F, F. G, G. H, hash. I. J, J. K, K. L. N. O. P, Q. R, T, U, V, W, X, Z. Now, these are the letters we understand in French, and I have pronounced it the way we can do it in an English way. Now, let's keep in mind H. If we have Hotel, hotel. In English, it will sound as hotel, but in French, it is hôtel because H is silent in French language. Hence, when you have H, you keep it a little silent ash. So, keep that in mind. Now, the pronunciation of vowels. Like we have in French, we have letters in French also. But they are a little complicated, but it becomes easy if you're understanding the letters. The simple A in English is pronounced as A. In French, A. Like la, the. In French, we have la, the. Same way. The second one, that is the. It is spoken with your throat. So it is there. The first was la, le. La, le. The first is la, the second is le. You pronounce the second A with your throat, the first one with a rounded tongue. The third A is pronounced like a with a longer notation, like donkey. So you little bit stretch it out, that A. So the three A's that we have in French letters are quite different, and we have to understand it in their difference. We have different E's in French. Let's understand them differently. For E, that is, it is pronounced like A. In the middle of the syllable, like we have C, E. That E is not that prominent, but still we have that E. Fair. A. Now 5E is pronounced like her, more with a throat. Like we have A in A. Same way we have E and E, 4E and 5E. E with mouth and E with throat. The sixth E is silent, cup, tasse. Now this sixth E is used in a way to show that this is a female component. like you want to say a cup, and you want to show that this cup is a female, so we have tas. You don't pronounce that e. That e is just used to tell that it is a female. So usually in all the things in French, there's a plural singular. No, we have a feminine and masculine quantities, and plural and singular quantities. Now, all the objects, whether a table, whether you have a book, you have a pencil, all the things that is denoted with a masculine or a feminine quantity. So that is where, just to show that this is females, we have, sometimes we have to use it e in the end. So we have tas. Tas is a cup, and so this is a female. The cup is noted as a female in French. So we have tas, and though e is not pronounced in the end. Now seventh, it's an acute. It's pronounced like a. Ethe, ethe. That is summer. Ethe. So this is a ethe, ethe. So that is not e. We have a and e together there. We have to put an acute sound there, putting e and a together. And the eighth is air. Air with throat and tongue together. Now this is a little complicated. It comes to you when you use it regularly. It is pronounced like ai. The fair, pair, pair. That is, you have the e as well as the a here also, but with a throat, complete with a throat sound. Now 9e, circumflexed. That is, it is pronounced like a in fe, te te. Now these are words which sound a little complicated, little rounded up, but it comes to your tongue when you use it regularly. We have got a lot of e's, a lot of a's, but you have to know how and where we use it. Now, the 10th one, I and Y, both of them are E, pronounced like E. Now, the letters are used in different way, differently, but still the pronunciation sounds and comes out to be very same. If I have to use I, it's E, E. So, me, ski. If it is SKI, ski. So ing is a part of your I, and it is stretched up. The e you have to stretch up. So you are using I in a more stretched up way. E, ski. Now y, there. Now y is also very much similar to your I, but it has to be used separately. The 11th, 12th are O and O. Now in English we have O and O simple, but here in French language we have two different O's. It is pronounced like O, is like in not. No, it's prominent O. So pasta, pasta, the E is silent in the end, denoting that it is a female. Pasta, O, pasta. Now in 12th we have O and we have O. Like I said, hotel. It is not hotel. It is hotel. Oh. So that OH is pronounced in the place of O, but you keep the H silent. So you have hotel. You have two different O's. I've said one is prominent O and one is O, taking it from your throat. Now the 13th one in English is U. This sound does not exist English. Yeah, that's it. You. Many it is umbrella or any other way where you usually don't use and sound the U, but say E with a round lip. Woo, woo, ooh. So it is more like your roasted rounded lips. So woo, woo. So it has to be in this way. It comes to you slowly, slowly, don't worry, but use your U with E and oo sound where it is required. The 14th and the 15th is also very peculiar. The OI used together is wa, ra, and OU is ru, ru. OU, the 51st is oo, ru, and E is kept silent there, oo. And the 14th one, again I pronounce wa. So this way we learn French the way it has to be. Only keep in mind the pronunciation, but it comes to you after practice. The 16th, 17th and 18th are a little complicated, but it comes to you. A, I, E, I are pronounced like A. The late, let. Now it is Lain is lain, the wool. So we have to use that in len. Len. Len means we have kept ai in lain is silent. So we use that as len. Len. So len. The pronunciation is len. Run, run, and then 17th is o. AU is or. EOU is also or in stretched way. So the water EAU is or and AU is or to the. So all these things we will learn in our coming classes, but the pronunciation is like that or. The 17th is or. I have clubbed it together because both of them sounds here and there a bit different, but it's same. 18th is EU and OEU. Nar, na, with the throat sounds, you use it. Pronounce like in her. So it is now. So 9, saw. Saw is your sister, saw. So you have kept, though what you see in French is not the way you pronounce in real life. So the letters that you see in French language, E, A, I, O, U, all the vowels, they are all completely very different. Like E, U, O, U, all with the throat sound. So try using your throat as much as possible in your French dialects. Now let's quickly get through the consonants. Now consonants, we have different sets of consonants in French language. Let's look into that. The 19th one is simple C, but this is used and sounded before and after the E. So let's see, before E or I sounds like S, sasse. It is sasse. So we have C which comes or it is between E or I. The 20th C is like car, car. The C sounds like K, car. Though in English also we don't say sar, it is car. The 21st C sounds again like S, there, there. So it has to be S there. 21st CH is sh. It is chateau. Now, as I said earlier, CH sounds like SH. And remember one thing, in the previous slide, I've told you that EAU sounds like O. Oh, like water. EAU sounds like water. So here we have chateau. 22nd G before E or I sounds like S in measure. Now, if you have an S which is grinded up between E or any other letter, we have measure. The S is between two E's there. So we have je. 23rd G, G is simple G, go. So you can use it as go. H is silent. So we don't use H that much. 25th J sounds like SJ, measure. This sometimes sounds like je. So the use of throat is maximum. The 26th S at the beginning of the word sounds like S. So if a word comes or you have a letter of S which is beginning with S, sorry, if a word begins with an S, so you give it the sound as S without any change. Now 27th S between vowel sounds like Z, Z. As I said earlier, also in the 19th one also, some letters which come in between vowels, they have a Z sound. So it is here 27th Z, Z, Z. So keep in mind these rules and it falls out to be easy to learn French. If you have any doubt, please come back to my chat box. I hope you have understood the basics of French. If you have any doubt, please get back on my chat box or mail me back for more details and references. Thank you.